Well, g'day curd nerds. G'day curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day curd nerds. Welcome back. Something's not working here. What's going on? There it is. I'm Gavin Webber, and I will be the host of your show today, as I always am. I don't think there's been a substitute the whole time. Look at that. 350,000 subscribers. Thank you one and all for sticking around for this old bloke making cheese in his own kitchen. It's lovely to see everybody here. First things first, thank you to all of the patrons and members, all the people that support the show financially. Latest YouTube member, Celeste Fraser, Amphion, Erling Olsen, Kerfalon, Janice Phillips, and Blue Wolf de Yupa. Thank you to all of you for becoming YouTube members. And what have I done here? How do I get... Where's my patrons? Where are my patrons? There we are. And all of my lovely patrons over on Patreon, who get basically the same perks as the YouTube members. It's their platform of choice. So thanks to one and all for financially supporting the show. I really, really do appreciate it. And it's what makes the show go on. Okay. Let's say good day to a few people before we do the rest of the stuff. First person today was Valerie. Welcome, Valerie. Jeffrey over in Adelaide. G'day, Jeffrey. Merv and Tracy. Happy birthday to Tracy. Big happy birthday in the chat to Tracy. She is the big 50, and she admitted it. So, congratulations, Tracy, on reaching it to halfway. Well, maybe. We'll see. But, yeah, happy birthday, mate. Really do appreciate all the great work that you do for the cheese-making community over at the Learn to Make Cheese Facebook group. And all your travels throughout all the cheesy places that you've been. So amazing. So amazing. Who else we got? We've got Mr. Loud Doggy. Well done. G'day and welcome to the show. Prodigal Son. First time ever on the stream, but many time watching videos, I think. George over in Brazil. G'day. How are you? Anthony. G'day, Anthony. Love to see you, mate. And Fiona. Welcome back. VT. First time chatter, I think. Maybe? G'day. And who else we got there? We got Linda. Hello, Linda. And Liz in New Zealand. And Matt in the UK. And we got Jay Dirk X from Belgium. Goodness me. So we've got 31 people watching the show, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for turning up. Now, we're quite lucky we've got a show today because I blew a card, one of the PCI Express cards in my computer on, what day was it? Yesterday? Day before? No, yesterday. Goodness me. No, it was yesterday. So, yeah, Friday I was mucking around. I actually installed a new monitor, which is one of the... And it's just here. A new monitor, so I can put stuff up there and look at it and do all that sort of stuff. So I've got 3 now. Can't help myself. And it blew the USB card because it was trying to draw power from the card and it stopped working. So I lost 7 USB ports on my PC. And you can imagine how many peripherals I've got plugged into this beast. Yeah, we nearly didn't have a show, but I managed to figure it all out. We're scraping by on some dodgy USB going on here, but yeah, it seems to be working okay. So, thank you so much for joining. The gallery will be at 30 minutes past the hour. We've only got a couple of entries today, but they are good entries nonetheless. So, thank you very much. Merv and Paul for sending those in. What else we got going on? As far as cheese is going, I'm ordering a new batch of starter cultures into the shop. I'm getting them from another wholesaler now. So watch out soon. We've got Propionic Shimani back in stock, which is fantastic. Haven't been able to get that for ages. MM100's back in stock. We will soon have TA61, which is a thermophilic culture. It's just Streptococcus thermophilus. And we will have LH100, which is a blend of Lactobacillus lactis and Lactobacillus helveticus, which is an adjunct. It can be used by itself, but it's better if it's used with the TA61. having said that, the MOT 92 culture that I have on the website already already has all those thermophilics in it. So I just thought, because people have been asking for ST just for mozzarella, some people prefer just to use one thermophilic. Apparently they think it makes it stretch better. I'm not sure, but yeah, so we've got a few new cultures coming along. And we're getting the yogurt thermoses back. I'm making a couple of yogurt videos. So one is a couple of ways to make yogurt at home, nice and easy, without too much fuss, and one with too much fuss. And we're also going to be doing a yogurt cheese, which I got the recipe. Where the heck is it? Gav, where's your recipe? I wrote it down. No, it's not here. I got it off of Fred's channel. I asked Fred, is it okay if I replicate your fresh yogurt cheese? So he said yes, no problems at all. And I've been watching lots of Chez Fred Urban Fromage's channel because of the YouTube translation, the auto-translate, which is on video on demand videos, so ones that have been pre-recorded. You won't get it live. There's no auto-translate live, so if you can't understand this Aussie, then sorry about that. But yeah, I've been watching so many of his videos. He's such a funny bloke. On par with myself, I think. But yeah, hilarious. And some of the silly things he's been doing lately, he's been using AI to... he's been using AI to create cheese making recipes, and some of them are really funny. But yeah, he's a cool man. He's very funny. I love him. And I've had the pleasure of talking to him on the show and on the podcast too. For those who are new to the channel, if you haven't seen the podcast, let me just, where is it, Gav? Where is the podcast? Yeah, here we are. I can share my whole screen now. So we got over on the podcast, Little Green Cheese podcast with Gavin Weber. Many. Where's Fred's episode? Can I find it? Where are you, Fred? You cheeky sausage. He's on episode... You can't miss his head. There he is. Episode 87. So yeah, Fred, we had a great conversation with Fred during that episode. So as you can see, when I bring it up, there we go. You can see that he's speaking English, and there's this old bloke as well. But yeah, great. So if you want to check out the podcast channel, let me just copy that and pop it into the chat. So it's also available on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcasts. So in audio format, but video format, yeah. Where I've got an interview, we've got a video of it, including the lovely Tracy, who's there as well. She's got a couple interviews. Episode 92, where we talk about the business of cheese making, and I think I talk about yesterday cheese in episode 102. So all good. Very much, very much a good place to go and check out if you want to just, listen to something in the background besides me cheese making videos, and yeah, so we can do that. Now we do have a question that's pinned, and Merv's rightly said, I was going to ask when you're doing yogurt in the machine. In the machine, I think you mean the Fromaggio. Yes, I am going to do yogurt in that. I think it might be a bit of an overkill, but it's like a Thermomix. And Shauna, who I haven't seen for ages, mentioned she makes yogurt every week in her Thermomix. So I thought, well, why not give it a try? So I'll be using a thermos version, just a normal jar, and what else? And the Fromaggio to make yogurt. I've got the cultures and all that. Okay. Tracy says, congrats on the 350. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of hard work went into that. Jeffrey says, I do yogurt in the Instapot, and it works every time with no fuss. So Instapot is like a similar to a Thermomix. I do remember seeing one. A lot of people use it to, can I? Instapot. Let's have a look. Hang on. Alright, so the Instapot looks like that. The new ones, anyway. And you can do all sorts of things. Time cooks. I think it's even got a pressure cooker, some of them. Not that one. That one, the multi-cooker. Yeah. So I don't know which one you got, Jeffrey. But yeah, some of them are pressure cookers as well. Or in fact, I think that's the main gist of the thing. So yeah, it does. It's got the pressure cooker thing on the back to do quick released and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, so yeah, definitely worth getting if you're into that sort of thing. I don't have the room on my kitchen benches for an Instapot, so I don't have one. But yeah, good on you, Jeffrey. If it makes yogurt easy, then that's absolutely fantastic. Don't care how you make it. It's healthy for you. All right, now we do have a question. Here it is here. And it is from QT. It says, I have tried many times to make a stir-curd cheddar. Okay. I use raw milk. My cheese never acidifies as quickly as the recipe says. What's going on? Do I just let the curds sit until the right pH? Okay, so at the start, if this is before you've added the rennet and it's the ripening period, then yeah, just let the ripening period go a little bit longer to get to the right acidity. If you're using a recipe with pH markers, definitely. One of the other things, raw milk should already have active lactic bacteria in it, so I'm very surprised that it's taking longer than you normally would. Do you add any starter culture, VT? That is the question I want to ask. And if you do, you probably only need half the starter culture, but I would highly recommend adding some starter culture if it's taking a long time to get to the right pH. So that's what I recommend. Time will fix everything, or extra starter culture. Okay, so there is another question, couple of questions. Where is it? Fiona says, I recently listened to all the podcasts. Oh, goodness me. And found that I learnt heaps. Thank you. Yeah, there's just over 100 episodes of the podcast. It was, really, it was a project that I did before I discovered YouTube, in a big way. And I was like, at the start, religiously one episode a week. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy the live medium better than I do podcasting now. But I suppose you could call a podcast any interview or any solo sort of thing like this. This is deemed as this show is deemed as a podcast on YouTube now as well. So you can actually go to YouTube Music and you can find this as a podcast. So if you really want to go and check it out. But yeah, so Ask the Cheeseman started off as just a live show. It's kind of, YouTube has developed more tools and it's become a podcast. But Little Green Cheese has always been a podcast, an audio podcast first, and then it morphed into a video one. So as I got more technical, I suppose. But thanks for listening, Fiona. Really appreciate it. And we're up to over 1,000 subscribers on that channel now, I think. Let's have a look. Do I? Yeah, 1,070 by the looks of it. Very precise number, isn't it? So, but I don't have the watch time hours to monetize that channel. So yeah, because I haven't released an episode for what, a year now? Maybe I should get on that. Next question from Mr. Loud Doggy says, any chance I can email you a couple of pictures? I have some mold concerns on my Castle Blue. If it's too late, no worries. Yeah, too late for today's episode because I have to preload the photos in advance into the streaming software. So yeah, shoot through. I'll show you at the end of the gallery how to what email address to send those photos to, and we can include them in next week. But just shoot me an email straight after the show, and I'll just reply back manually. Merv says, you made Parmigiano Reggiano years back. What was your thoughts? Yeah, it's about 6 years ago I made that. Well, actually, the first Parmesan video was probably 2011. And that was that turned out okay, great flavour, but it was way too hard. What happened was, as because did I wax it? No, I oiled it. I just and I only used a small amount of milk, so I used about the initial recipe I used was 8 litres, and it only had 8 litres of light milk, or 2%. I made 2% milk up using Pearson Square, but Merv, it dried out way too quick, and that was because I oiled it, and I didn't vacuum pack it after it had dried out a little bit, or I didn't wax it, and it dried into basically a rock. It was grateable, so it was great for pasta. So grating it with, just the normal Parmesan grater, that was fine, but you couldn't slice it like you can a normal Parmesan. So I then subsequently made another video where I aged it for probably 30 days using the oiling method, and then I vacuum packed it, and the flavour was there, the right moisture content. It was a little bit grainy as well, so yeah, that was absolutely perfect. So use the second recipe, the newer recipe. I think it's the one that everybody's talking about. Where's Angry Italians on? And it's that video has gone on to become, the basis of that meme. You may or may not have seen. Okay. Merv says, got the daughter an Instapot a few months back for making yogurt, and it's been great. It's a pressure pot that has a yogurt feature. Okay, thanks, Merv. Prodigal Son says, I remember that you got in trouble for PDO, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it wasn't for the Parmesan. It was for the cheese that cannot be mentioned, or shall I say, the Grana Padano. I've said it. So Grana Padano Consortium sent me a cease and desist letter many, many years ago. In fact, it was at the start of the pandemic. So around March 2020, which was in hindsight, I'll tell you what, it boosted the channel like there was no tomorrow. So because everybody's sitting around in lockdown wanting to figure out what the heck I could do with all my time, and then all of a sudden the consortium decides to send me a cease and desist letter and take down the Grana Padano video, which had already been out 2 years, mind you, 2 years. And I thought, well, I'll do a follow-up extra taste test, because I did a taste test video on it. I did an extra one after it had aged for 2 years, and I said it was great cheese. And then they decided to reach out and send me a letter. So if you're interested in looking at the whole fiasco of, let me see if I can find it. Where is the fiasco? What did I call it? Big cheese or something. I can't even remember what I called it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so Big Cheese apologises. There we go. Cease and desist. Never thought this would happen. Absolutely a cracker. Let's just put that in the chat. So if you're interested, if you're new to the channel, and you didn't know what all the shenanigans was about, there's a follow-up one, which is Big Cheese apologises. What happened? Yeah, cheese and desist cheese, I call it. But yeah, it was hilarious. Because what happened, within 24 hours, the Kurd nerd community, and it was actually covered on a legal channel as well on YouTube, saying whether they were in their right to do it, or whether mine was a counterfeit or not, because I publicly, and still to this day publicly, have put the letters up there for anybody to see. Yeah, it was funny. Lots of people emailed the consortium. I didn't put a link up for the consortium or anything. They emailed the consortium and says, why are you picking on Gav? So, and as Tracy has just rightly said in the chat, a lot of us emailed them too, me too. Thanks, Tracy, appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's why they backed down pretty quick, because I don't think the boss of the consortium actually knew. Well, he says he didn't, but the legal team, look, they've got a trademark, right? They've got to protect their, they've got to be seen protecting their trademark, and that's exactly what they were doing. The trademark of Grana Padano. Because if you don't protect your trademark, then you lose the trademark, apparently. So that's what they were doing, and they obviously had a legal team that went around doing that as often as they could. So we came to an agreement that, yes, I could still use the video, but any images of Grana Padano, and I had an image at the start, and any mention of the word Grana Padano had to be edited out. So I did that. I took down the first video to make them all happy, and then in the end, I just blanked out the Grana Padano and overdubbed the word Grana Padano with cheese and desist cheese, and it fit so nicely. It's just comic relief. But the recipe is sound, and it makes a really good grainy hard Italian cheese. Anyway, Herb just said that was great timing, but you weren't selling it or marketing it as your own. Indeed, I wasn't, and that was the problem. They said I was making a counterfeit, which all the legal YouTubers, when they came up and reviewed it, said that they haven't got a Grana Padano consortium, didn't have a leg to stand on, because I wasn't selling it, I wasn't marketing it, I wasn't saying I was making Grana Padano for sale. It was just for home use and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if I had taken it to court, which I didn't really want to, I probably would have won. And at the time in Australia, we didn't recognise the PDO designations anyway. So we do now, unfortunately. That's all changed. But yeah, we didn't. So no dairy in Australia can officially make a cheese and call it Grana Padano, or even Grana Padano style. So yeah, which is why you've probably seen, if you're an Aussie, in supermarkets, feta comes under that same ruling. So yeah, you may see feta relabeled as something else, and if you don't, then I'm sure the Greeks who own the designation would probably come after them, but they're not as fiery as the Italians are. And nothing against Italians, they're great people, very passionate about their food. Matt, the Halluminati, that is a cracker. I love it. I love it. Oh, goodness me. And everybody seems to be laughing about the oh, goodness me. Okay. Oh, and we've got a question from Ahmed. Says, hello Ahmed, lovely to see you, mate. Regarding halloumi cheese, can I make it sweet with some sweetened nuts? Oh, that's a good question. Normally it's made with goat and cow milk on the island of Cyprus. Can you make it sweet? Well, you can sweeten it if you want. Instead of adding salt to it, you could add sugar to it. But the salt helps the draw a bit more moisture out of the cheese. So when you're making it, can you make it sweet? Yeah, you can add anything to halloumi. I actually added chili to a version of halloumi. Did I record that? I think I did. Let me just do a quick search on the searchy page. Gav, where's your? I don't have a button. Right. So, what are we looking for? Halloumi. Halloumi fries. How to make halloumi. Halloumi and chili. That's the one. Very nice indeed. So this is where I actually added chili to halloumi, and it worked like a treat. You could add anything to halloumi, I suppose. Just follow those steps and add it when I added it. Probably ease off on the salt a little bit, maybe, and you will find that you probably get a wonderful looking halloumi. So there you go. Hopefully you take that advice, Ahmed. Halluminati is the name of one of Matt's award-winning cheeses. Oh, there you go. I didn't get the joke. I'm sorry, Matt. Thanks, Tracy, for pointing that out. Okay. It is... What the heck is the time? Where's me clock? I've lost me clocks. Okay, so 4 minutes to the gallery. Did I miss any questions? I think there was another one that I might have missed. Where the heck is it? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it was everybody saying happy birthday to Tracy. Well deserved, by the way. Oh, just for Tracy, because I like her. Lots. There we go. You get a free Curd Nerd light. There you go. There you go. You are a true Curd Nerd. There we go. Okay, so let's get to the gallery, shall we? Oh, I'm being a sausage today. All right. Okay, so the gallery is brought to you by you, the Curd Nerds. I'll get this right. Hang on, I can't see myself. So the gallery is brought to you by you. Right, let me just bring it up, Gav. Right, there's only 2 entries today, my Curd Nerd friends. Don't know what's going on, but anyway. So this one's from Merv, and we can see he's holding a jar of Meredith Dairy marinated goat cheese, which is a delightful cheese. They're actually now exporting it, Meredith Dairy that is, exporting this over to the US and Canada because it's so popular. And Merv dropped in there the other day, so this is his note. It says, "Hi Gavin, I dropped into the cafe that the dairy runs as they don't have visitors to the dairy. I asked about buying milk, but out of luck because they only have enough for their own use. I also asked about a tour of the dairy, but they don't let anybody in due to hygiene requirements and health and safety, which is fair enough. It was worth a try. I got their marinated feta to try. I'll be trying a few more of your recipes. The cream cheese is at the top of the list, Merv." Thanks, Merv. And thank you for going and checking the asking, because I didn't specifically ask Merv to go and ask them, but it's nice to know that they don't do tours or anything like that. And yeah, there are. I'm just thinking, how does long paddock cheese get around it? Oh, yeah, they get you to do the whole hygiene thing. So in the clean room, in their initial clean room, when you go through, you don't actually go into the dairy area. Sorry, into where the cheese making rooms. You've got to go through and put your hat on and put your clean apron on, the plastic apron, and wash your hands all the way up to your elbows. And they've got a method you've got to use to do that. What else? Did we have to wear face masks? I don't think we did. I don't think we wore face masks. No, we didn't. If we have a look at the video back. And even when I went to film there, I actually had to sanitize all the camera equipment as well. So I had to do that with isopropyl alcohol, wipe down all the cameras, all the tripods, all the microphones, everything that I was using. So yeah, look, I totally understand their hygiene regulations. So the last thing they want to do is get fined on some spot inspection or something like that. So, but yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Merv, and I hope you enjoyed your cheese. If you want, let me see, I have a marinated feta recipe. Let me just have a look here. marinated feta that we can share, and it's a lovely, lovely cheese. And there is a way to make it without it going cloudy in the fridge, which I describe in the video. So I'll pop that into the chat. So if you're interested in going to see how I made marinated feta as well, then go and check that out. It wasn't with goat's milk, it was with cow's milk, but it tastes yummy nonetheless. Rightio, so the next photo in the gallery, this one is from Paul, and Paul Rutherford says, hi Gavin, I found a solution which is a pickle press. I didn't even know these things existed. It's only $18.65 Australian on Temu. Using it with my feta. Regards, Paul. So what he's done, can I zoom that? Can we zoom? So notice how it keeps it submerged. Now I'm not promoting Temu stuff. There's no affiliation whatsoever. So you can see that, and the picture's not, I tried to find better ones, but this is what it is. So it's got a clip on top, so it can clip on, and it pushes, it's got a little plunger thing. I think that's spring loaded, and it just keeps the veg and whatever you're preserving, including cheese if you're using it for brine, to push it underneath the whey. So that looks really, really interesting. I'll see if I can pick one up on Temu. But for brining, you know, I think that probably even trumps my my brining bucket, the red one that I've got that I made myself, which we don't sell. But yeah, this looks interesting for brining for sure. Certainly keeps everything submerged and away from oxygen. Not that that's a problem, but yeah, it looks great for fermenting anything. They're using olives there. They've got lemons that they're preserving. But yeah, Tracy says she's got glass canning weights for brining. Works a treat. Indeed. I've seen those glass weights. You can get them, and you actually get ceramic ones as well. Ceramic ones probably not as good for cheese making because the glass ones are best. Let me just see. Okay, so I think that's the end of the gallery, Curd Nerds. Like I said, we only had 2 entries, and they're cheese related, so that'll do. I don't mind at all. But yeah, if you've got, and thank you to both Merv and Paul for sending those in. If you've got photos for the gallery and you've got cheeses that you want me to diagnose or have a look at, the best way to do it is to go to the channel page, and I'll just show you where we can do that. So on the channel page here, you click, do you want to become a Curd Nerd? Click on more, and down here you will see the email address, more info. Just click on that email address, send me through your photos as attachments, and whatever questions you've got. Or if you just want to proudly display your cheeses on the gallery once a week, then you can certainly do that by sending through your photos. So it's not mainly for diagnosis, it's more for showcasing amazing cheeses that you guys have made. Or not so amazing ones, of course, which, you know, happens to the best of us. It really, really does. You know, I've had my share of failures, that's for sure, on the channel. Okay, another question from Ahmed, but before we do, g'day to Faith. Hello, Faith. Faith's RV road trip. Ahmed says, I have a question. Hope it's not funny because it's just an idea that came to mind. I wanted to know your opinion on it, of course. Can I make halloumi into the shape of sausages? Yeah, you can make halloumi into the shape of anything you want. So, yeah, it may be difficult because the halloumi's not very flexible and it's very hard to mould when it's hot and comes out of the whey that it's cooked in, and then it floats to the top. It's only flexible for a few minutes. So if you had something like a tube or something that you could shove it into to get it to stay in that shape, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to roll it into a sausage though. It's even very hard to fold over and put the mint in the middle. But yeah, you experiment, try it. Why not? Jeffrey says, what's the Temu container called? I think it's called, he didn't give me a name. It was for pickling stuff. So, he didn't even give me a link. So, I'll ask him for it and I'll share it next week. But yeah, you may have to go on a bit of a hunt for it there, Jeffrey. Prodigal Son says, I made your Borson recipe about 6 years ago. It turned out wonderfully, but I oversalted it. My question is, can you do anything with an oversalted cheese? Not really. Not when it's like a Borson, a fresh cheese like that. You've got to taste, unfortunately, with those fresh cheeses that you mix salt into, you've got to taste as you go along, right? That's the best way to do it. So, oversalting, you can't do much about it. If you oversalt something like, say, a feta, for instance, and you've not left it in the brine too long, but you don't like the saltiness of feta, which it is very salty cheese, right? You can soak it in milk for about half an hour to an hour, and that actually draws some of the salt out. But with Borson, because it's a fresh cream cheese, a cream cheese derivative, then there's no way that you can get rid of the oversalting. Unless you make a second batch, right? Don't salt it, and then mix that with the first batch, and then remold it again, and then that'll lessen the volume of salt. That's one way of doing it. So there you go. Okay. Another question or statement from Merv says, I was going through Meredith to Geelong on a mission to find goat or sheep's milk, so drop very good feta. So drop very good feta. We'll try a recipe. Yeah, mate. Yeah, do that. Faith says, I usually make sour cream yogurt and homemade ricotta on a regular basis, but I need raw milk for mozzarella. Well, you actually don't. You don't need raw milk to make mozzarella. I've made mozzarella with pasteurised, unhomogenised milk. I've made it with pasteurised, homogenised milk. I've even made mozzarella with lactose-free milk. So, yes, you can make mozzarella with milks other than raw milk. You don't need raw milk to make cheese. In fact, most of my cheese making recipes are specifically dosed for pasteurised, unhomogenised milk that you can buy at the supermarket. Alrighty. Tracy says, I made a cookie cutter halloumi maple leaves for Canada Day. That, yeah, you could, because the halloumi comes out flat. You could use a cookie cutter to make it in any shape you wanted. And there's some very inventive cookie cutter shapes. So, yeah, you could. Do they have an Australian shaped cookie? You could do that for Australia Day. Because there's a lot of, in fact, did you know, the Aussies will probably know, that Melbourne is the biggest Greek city outside of Greece, would you believe? In fact, some say it even has, I think it's second in Greek population or Greek descendants now to Athens. So maybe somebody will call me out on that, but I'm pretty sure back in the day it had more Greeks than every other city except for Athens in Greece. There you go. And I had lots of mates that were of Greek descent growing up in Loxton in South Australia where I grew up, so that was cool. Okay, Faith says, I hate my Instapot. Fair enough. And I've have an upgraded rice cooker for slow cooks. Fair enough. I just use a crock pot for my slow cooking. Make the best stews and stuff. What do they call it these days? Not a crock pot. What's it called? They just call it a slow cooker or something. So, anyway. We do have some other questions. Why did I miss all these? Anyway. Murray says, I saw raw cold pressed milk in the supermarket recently. It was very expensive. What's the difference between that of using that to non-homogenised milk? Okay, so Raw cold pressed milk is an Australian thing. It is made by a company up in up in Sydney called Made by Cow. It is pasteurised in a way, so it is actually a pasteurised product. But it's pressure pasteurised, so it uses high pressure on the milk bottles to destroy any of the bacteria that may be lurking in the milk. It actually gives a much better curd set than pasteurised unhomogenised milk because it hasn't been heat treated, but it has been pasteurised, if that makes sense. Using the term pasteurisation is killing the bacteria, right? So it's a non-heat pasteurisation method. It sets a fantastic curd. In fact, I've got a few videos. Let me just have a look. Made by a cow. Yeah, alrighty. So, up on the second monitor. So, made by cow cheeses. So, the cheeses I've made with that raw cold pressed milk is a cheddar. I've made a raw camembert. Oh, it was just absolutely delicious. And that's actually it. So, making cheese with... Right, so here, I made a stir curd cheddar as well, which is probably what this taste test here is. So, let me just grab this video. I think I explain what cold pressed milk is. Let me just, here we go. There you go, there's the video link. So yeah, you should be good to go on that one. It is expensive, but if you want to make a really tasty cheese, then Murray, that is the way to go. Alrighty. Mr. Loud Doggy says, I'm starting to make some homemade pancetta and, how do you say that? Guanciale. Oh, if I butchered that, sorry. If they age in my cheese cave and my cheese is isolated in its own box with a lid, can I age them both if I'm careful not to cross-contaminate? Yes, you can. A lot of people, we actually use salami fridges to keep their cheese in it. A lot of people, so yeah, cross-contamination can be an issue. But absolutely, you can, if you've vacuum packed or waxed your cheese, or you've got them in ripening boxes, then yeah, you won't have any problems with curing meat in the same fridge. Cross-contamination is an issue, but if you can work your way around that by separating the cheese physically from the meat, then you're good to go. Okay, next question is from Ahmed. Said, I actually tried halloumi cheese in sausage form, but when I put it on the grill, it started to explode. It's probably because it's got air in there. Air will expand and then explode, so no good. Tracy says kangaroos. Out of context, that would be weird, but I think she means kangaroo cookie stamps. So kangaroo halloumi. Nice. Interesting. Okay. Anthony says, my ex-girlfriend is Greek, and we have a lot of Greeks nearby in Tarpon Springs in Florida. That's nice to know. And the idea of pressure treating milk makes me envision a bunch of bacteria being squeezed really hard until they pop like bubbles. That's exactly what happens, Anthony. Can I bring up how they do it? Let me just see. Made by cow. I'll just do a quickie googly search. The world's first cold pressed raw milk. And okay, let me just bring up this. This is what it looks like. Okay. So the one I normally use is the Jersey milk. Have they changed their bottles, have they? The black one, I think, is the Jersey milk. Delicious goodness. Rich and creamy. Oh, they've changed the wording. Okay, and then the other one's full cream. So the one in the black bottle is made from Jersey milk, which is high fat already, so that's about 5%. The one in the blue bottle is Friesian Holstein stock, and they've put some lactase in this one to make it lactose free. Where's their process? Do they have a process? I'm sure. And the cream on top. So you got to get it fairly fresh. Where's their process? Sorry, I'm just scrolling. Our process. Oh, my duffer. It's got to be here. There's pictures somewhere. Happy cows. Okay, cool. Then they put the lids on the bottles. Right, so they put them in this big machine here, which has a big barrel. Do they show it? Oh, I think I had more pictures in the video. So in this big machine, which is a bariatric chamber, something like that. Anyway, it creates pressure. They shove all the bottles in this big cylinder. So they put the lid on the bottles and then press all the sealed bottles, and it kills all the bacteria. So there you go. That's what happens. It's very exciting stuff. It's a uniquely that process is unique to them guys. I think they've patented it. So yeah, it's very interesting. Okay. Jeffrey says, may buy cow. I could be better. Just buy the cheese already made. Yeah. Okay. Faith says, wow, you got a cease and desist letter from Italy? Holy moly. Yes, I did. Ahmed loves halloumi, obviously. What is the shelf life of halloumi? Knowing that I explained preservation. So shelf life, if halloumi is vacuum packed, I've had it in the kitchen fridge vacuum packed for over a year. So 12 months, easy, no problems at all. I don't know what the food standards are where you are, Ahmed. In Australia, there's a food standards document on how long you can store or before cheese goes past its not best before date, but what's the other one? It's eat by date or whatever it is. So it's expiry date. So yeah, cheese has a long shelf life, but if halloumi is stored in the kitchen fridge, vacuum packed for personal use, 12 months, no problems. I've done that without any issues at all. Okay. Ahmed says, do you offer training workshops? If so, are they in person? No, I don't anymore. I do have training workshops online at the Kurd Nerd Academy. Can I bring that up? Gavin Weber. You're a clever man. You can do it. Right, here we go. So, over at courses.littlegreenworkshops.com.au, we do have a beginner's course and a blue cheese course online, fully online. Don't do them in person. 150 US. What cheeses do you make? Come on. Why is it taking so long? There we go. Where is the list of stuff in? Right, so whole bunch of stuff, intro stuff, so you learn all the basics in modules 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get to make cheeses. What do we get? So cheeses you will learn to make: whole milk ricotta, paneer, cream cheese, quick mozzarella, Oaxaca, which is the basis for any stretch curd cheese, goat's milk style feta, halloumi, gefilte, and cheddar are all in the in this course, the basic course. And we got a lovely testimonial there from Ruth, who did the course and loved it and learnt so much and improved her cheese making game. So that's just some of the stuff there. It's a great course. I love it. I add to it all the time. Once I discover new things that I think a beginner would understand, would benefit from, I add that as a lesson in one of the modules that I need to put in. Okay. Matt says, halloumi, I've had mine tested out to 6 months professionally, but could have gone further. Blind testing saw reduced flavour after this point. That is a good point, Matt. Mine at 12 months was a little dry, but once I fried it, there was no issues. It bounced right back, if that makes sense. And I thought the flavour was quite good. But 6 months, so that's the official Matt Lloyd expiry date of his halloumi. Is that what you put on your packaging and stuff, Matt? But yeah, that's interesting that it's been professionally tested and stuff like that. So that's really good. Okay, we've got 9 minutes to go on the stream. If you've got any questions, pop them in the chat now, and I will get to them. Funny thing now, people have been asking about my back, right? And you haven't. I'll get rid of this. Yes, Gav, 6 months on his labelling. Right, thanks, mate. Appreciate it. So, back issues. Still there. Still, I went to see my GP on Tuesday morning. No, Tuesday morning. I've been referred to a specialist. I haven't booked the specialist yet. My GP recommended that I up my medication to 100 milligrams a day of Lyrica, or it's called pregabalin as well, which is a nerve blocker, plus an anti-epileptic. Not that I use it for that, I use it for the nerve blocking part of it. I haven't done that because it makes you drowsy. I tried it. It makes you drowsy during the day, so didn't really want that to affect me. I'm managing the pain at the moment with heat packs and all that sort of stuff. Standing for anything more than 15 minutes, really, 10-15 minutes. I struggle to cook dinner at night, and I love cooking. I love making stir fries, Italian food, pastas, stews, all that sort of, especially in winter. 15 minutes, both my legs go numb and in a lot of pain. So yeah, it's not good. So I will be booking the specialist appointment this week. It'll take months, right? Specialists here in Australia, even if you're private health, do take a long time. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, we'll go from there. Until the pain starts to recede a little bit, then I won't be making cheese in the kitchen, unfortunately. Yeah, so there's not much I can do about it. So that's why you will have seen me live streaming a heck of a lot. Here, I still live stream because I've got this chair here is actually heated. It's a heated, vibrating chair, and you can't hear me voice vibrating, but it is vibrating currently, and it's heated, and the heat takes the pain away, which is fantastic. And I've got one here and one in my other study, my private study. And yeah, I can sit here for quite a while without any pain, which is fantastic. Standing, stirring curds at the kitchen, not so much. So unfortunately, there will be a lack of cheese making videos in the foreseeable future. Like I said, I'm planning some yogurt ones, which are nice and quick, and I won't have to worry about too much. And I'll probably get Ben, when he gets back from his holiday, to give me a hand with those stirrings and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, that's how it goes. So if you're interested in seeing me just about every night of the week, same sort of comedy and all that sort of stuff, dry humour, then you can pick me up over at Curd Nerd Gaming if you're into that sort of stuff. Can I bring that up? Can I bring up the Curd Nerd Gaming channel? Oh, here it is. Let me just show you. If you're interested and you like the game Elite Dangerous, I don't know how many people would in the Curd Nerd community, but I've called it Curd Nerd Gaming, and if you're interested, go and check it out. If you want just some funny Aussie humour, then yeah, you could do no worse than checking me out. I'm streaming most nights from 08:30 UTC. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Because I can sit, I need to occupy my brain, and if cheese making's not doing it for me, then something else is going to have to, so I don't go crazy in my old age. Anyway, as Anthony has rightly said, we need to invent the world's first seated cheese making station. Look, I could probably do it. I would have, I can't. The kitchen, I would have to remodel the entire kitchen. I don't want to be seat bound for the rest of my life. I can walk, but not for very long. But standing in place is very, very difficult. So, but yes, I actually have I've had photos from other cheesemakers who are aging, as I am, and or have back issues or what have you. And they've made their own little seating arrangements for making cheese. But it would be interesting to see what I can come up with. But yeah, I'm determined. The channel's going to continue, even if it's in live stream form only. Then so be it. I can only do what I can do, right? You're ripening, not aging. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Prodigal Son says, I love Elite Dangerous. I played it from when it was first released in 2014. That's fantastic. It's a great game if anybody's into it. It's like a space simulation. The whole Milky Way is your oyster. And even in the game, I think only 6% of the Milky Way has been explored by the people who play it. It's a multi-character game. There's an open play. I don't play an open play. But I'm in a squadron and everything. It's so much fun. But yeah, they're my Curd Nerds over on the Curd Nerd Gaming. And yeah, I think there's quite a few people that followed my cheesy adventures are also following my gaming adventures as well. So that's fun. It keeps me sane in between this show keeping me sane as well. So thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. I think that's about it. That's all we've got time for today. Ahmed, one question. Is it true there is an almond cheese and a chickpea cheese? Probably. Google it. They're not real cheeses. They are a vegan facsimile of what we call cheese, made with dairy. So yes, there probably is. That you can make vegan cheese with cashews, almonds, any sort of nut. So yeah, I can't see why there wouldn't be chickpea and almond ones. And actually, before my back flared up again, I was going to make some vegan cheeses in the Formaggio. It's sitting in the cupboard. I haven't used it since that first video because I just haven't been able to use it. So it's a shame. But yeah, I do have all the ingredients for vegan cheeses. 2 vegan cheeses I'm going to make. One was possibly a mozzarella, something like that, a vegan mozzarella. I dread the thought. Anyway, and a cheddar style vegan facsimile cheese. But interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. I enjoyed your time. Now, if you do want to check out those courses, you can pop over to courses.littleringworkshops.com.au. Also, my 2 ebooks, Keep Calm and Make Cheese and Keep Calm and Make More Cheese, are available there for download and purchase. And we're restocking the cheese supplies this week. I've got one more shipment to come in before all the cultures are back in stock, and you can pick those up at littlegreenworkshops.com.au, including, I've got kits and stuff behind me here and heaps of cultures in the freezer out the back. So if you are interested, we ship all over the world. So go and check those out. Alrighty, anything else? Merch, of course. Let's go and have a look at the merch. Everybody loves the cow. Can we show it? There we go. Talk Curdy to me. I love her. She's my favourite cow. It's just, where is it? Turn that off, Gav. And that, before they go crazy. What was I doing? Oh, I was going here. That's what I was doing. No, not the gaming. The merch store. So it's merch.cheeseman.tv, and you can see a lovely annatto flavoured Talk Curd in me cow shirt and the mug, and Keep Calm and Make Cheese. Happiness is a full cheese fridge. And if you're really interested, it actually has my my feed from the YouTube channel, the cheese one. Where is all the products, Gav? You got better products than that. So we got the... Where are we? These the G'day Curd Nerds and Stay Fresh cheese bags. Stickers, if you want to put them all over your fridge or your computer. Phone cases, aprons. We even got the Certified Curd Nerd ball cap. Oh, it's all happening here. Even a poster, if you're really excited. Who makes this merch? It's me. Goodness me. Oh, sorry about that. He cracks myself up. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching Curd Nerds. Catch you next Sunday morning. It's been my pleasure answering your questions on Ask the Cheeseman, episode 367. All right. Thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.